Ever looked at a toilet paper roll and wondered, how does it not just fall apart like a sad noodle? It's not magic, it's science. Or maybe it's just really good paper folding. Toilet paper rolls are like origami masters. They know how to hold their shape without any help. But how do they do it? What's the secret sauce? What's the roll essence? Well, let's dig into the weird world of paper physics. Because if you've ever tried to unroll a toilet paper without it collapsing, you're already a scientist. So, are you ready to unravel the mystery of the toilet paper roll? Or are you just here for the snacks? So what exactly are we talking about? Like, what's a toilet paper roll even made of? It's not just paper. It's paper wrapped around a core, like a giant candy wrapper. But for the bathroom. And that core, it's usually cardboard, like the middle of a cereal box, but way more boring. So the roll isn't just paper. It's a whole sandwich of layers, like a bologna sandwich, but with paper and cardboard. But here's the thing. It's not just stacked paper. It's rolled up, which is why it keeps its shape, like a twisted up paper towel. So, we're not just talking about toilet paper. We're talking about how it's made, how it's shaped, and why it doesn't fall apart like a sad, crumpled napkin. You think you're just peeling toilet paper. You're actually holding a tiny engineering marvel in your hands. It's like a paper hug that doesn't want to let go. If you've ever tried to unroll a wobbly roll, you've been fighting the laws of physics. It's not your fault. It's just bad design, or maybe bad luck. The shape isn't just for looks. It's about how the paper stays in place and doesn't fall apart. It's like a roll of spaghetti that doesn't want to unravel. And if you ever wondered why your TP roll doesn't just fall apart like a soggy noodle, it's because of this shape. It's like a paper fortress built by a committee of squirrels. So yeah, you care more than you think. You're not just peeling paper, you're peeling history, physics, and a little bit of engineering, all while eating chips. Okay, let's rewind to the 19th century. Toilet paper was a luxury, not a necessity. People used to wrap their fingers in cloth or roll up newspaper. But hey, who knew that's basically the same idea, just with less paper and more smudges? Then along came the first toilet paper rolls. They were like the original. I'm not a fan of this rolls. People tried to use them, but they'd just fall apart like a sad taco. But wait, some clever folks figured out how to make them hold their shape. They used a secret weapon, cardboard. It's like the backbone of the roll, keeping it from becoming a sad mess. Cardboard wasn't just a random choice. It's strong, lightweight, and perfect for giving the roll some structure. Think of it like a paper skeleton. Without it, the roll would just be a bunch of paper sign. Fast forward a few decades, and toilet paper rolls became a staple. But the cardboard core, still there, doing its job. It's like the unsung hero of the roll, quietly keeping everything from becoming a sad mess. So, imagine you're making a toilet paper roll like you're making a giant paper towel noodle. You roll it up, and it wants to unroll like a sad noodle, but the core is like a magic stick that holds it all together. The core is usually cardboard, which is like a stiff, strong skeleton. It doesn't bend or stretch, so it keeps the roll from falling apart like a sad, floppy pizza. Without the core, the toilet paper would just be a big, sad ball of paper that's really good at hiding secrets. But with the core, it's like a superhero in a paper suit standing tall. The core is also like a tightrope walker. It keeps the roll balanced and standing upright, so it doesn't fall over like a wobbly cupcake. So in the end, the core is the unsung hero of the toilet paper roll. It's not flashy, but it's super important, like your mom when you're trying to roll up a giant paper towel. You can think of the core like the backbone of the roll. It's there to keep everything from getting all squishy and sad, like a sad noodle that can't roll anymore. So next time you use toilet paper, remember the core is like a superhero in a cardboard suit. It's the reason you don't have to fight a giant paper monster. So, you're staring at a TP roll like it's some kind of mystery box. But really, it's just a big cylinder wrapped in paper. Think of it like a candy cane, but instead of sugar, it's toilet paper. And it's got a job to do, which is to not fall apart when you rip it off. Now, this roll isn't just any old roll. It's got a core, which is like the skeleton of the whole thing. Imagine a tiny tree trunk inside, holding everything together. Without that core, you just have a big pile of paper, not a roll. But wait, the core isn't just there for show. It's actually pretty strong. It's made of cardboard or plastic, and it's got a special job to keep the paper from bending or collapsing. Think of it like a backbone. Without it, you'd be flat and sad, like a deflated balloon. So, the core is like the skeleton, the paper is like the skin. Together, they form this neat cylinder. But here's the kicker, the paper is wrapped around the core in a way that's super tight. It's like when you wrap a gift, but instead of ribbon, it's paper and it's got to hold its shape. And here's the secret sauce, the paper is also a little bit stretchy. It's not like a stiff piece of cardboard. It's got a bit of give, which means it can flex without breaking. So when you rip it off, it doesn't just tear like paper, it kind of bends and folds, keeping that roll shape for as long as it can. Okay, so now the paper is rolled up, but how does it stay tight? Well, it's not just magic. There's a little secret inside every roll like a tiny superhero in a paper suit. It's called the core. That core is usually cardboard, or sometimes plastic. It's like the skeleton of the roll. Without it, the toilet paper would just be a big pile of paper, no shape, no style. The core is wrapped in layers of paper, and each layer is pressed really tight. It's like when you make a paper airplane fold it carefully, and it holds its shape. But here, it's rolled instead of folded. The paper is also treated with a little bit of glue, not enough to make it sticky, but just enough to hold the layers together. It's like when you make a paper snowflake, just a tiny bit of glue to keep it from falling apart. And finally, the whole thing is wrapped in a paper sleeve. That's the part you see when you open the roll. It's like the claws on the superhero, giving it a little extra protection and style. Okay, so here's the trick. Those rolls are like a giant noodle, but with a twist. They're wrapped around a core, and that core is like a tiny donut. The paper is tight around it, but not so tight as squishing the core. Now, if you try to squish the roll, the paper resists because it's under tension. It's like trying to flatten a spring, it just pushes back, keeping the roll from getting flat or floppy. But here's the real kicker, those rolls are made with a little bit of stretch. The paper isn't rigid, but it's got some memory. So when you unroll it, it's like unwinding a rubber band. It wants to go back to its original shape. So the magic is in the tension and the memory. The paper doesn't just sit there, it's like a happy little slinky, waiting to spring back into shape if you mess with it. And that's how those rolls keep their shape. It's all about the clever twist and the paper's little personality. Next time you see a roll, give it a pat. It's probably thinking, I'm not just toilet paper, I'm a shapeshifter. So here's the real secret, it's not magic, it's just physics. The paper is rolled with just the right amount of tension, like a tight rubber band. If you pull too hard, it'll just fall apart like a sad origami crane. The paper is also slightly sticky, like a slightly sweaty handshake. It holds together better than a group project with your least favorite friend. And the roll is made with a little help from the toilet paper roll itself. It's like a lazy couch potato holding its own weight. No effort, just a good grip. The paper is also a bit springy, like a bouncy ball that doesn't want to flatten out. It's like trying to flatten a marshmallow with your hand. It just bounces back. So in the end, it's all about balance, tension, stickiness, and a little bit of spring. Like trying to keep your snacks from falling off the couch, but with toilet paper. So imagine if your toilet paper was a sad noodle, and it just wanted to be a straight line, but it's got a friend, the roll, who's like, nope, you're staying curled up. The roll is like a giant, slow-motion twister mat. It's got a bunch of noodles, and it's just spinning them into a circle like they're doing a dance of doom. And the best part? The roll is basically a human-sized version of a candy cane. It's got that same twisty, spiral shape, but with more paper and less sugar. Quick word from our sponsor. If this sounds like something you enjoy, take a look at the Amazon Echo Dove smart speaker. There's a link and a QR code on screen right now, and in the description below. Alright, back to it. So in the end, it's not magic, it's just a bunch of noodles trying to be a circle, with a friend who's really good at keeping them from unraveling. So here's the thing, no one really knows why toilet paper rolls don't fall apart. It's like asking why your sock doesn't fall off your foot. Maybe it's just a conspiracy of paper fibers, or maybe it's just really good engineering. But seriously, it's about how the paper is made. It's like a giant stack of flat, crinkly pancakes, but they're glued together in a way that makes them stand up. It's not magic, it's just really good glue and patience. And then there's the cardboard tomb. It's like the skeleton of the roll holding everything together like a nervous, overworked spine. Without it, the roll would just be a pile of paper with a sad look on its face. So yeah, the shape is kind of a mystery, but it's not made up. It's just a bunch of clever paper, some glue, and a little bit of luck. Or maybe it's just a conspiracy of paper fibers. Either way, it works. So, the first myth is that toilet paper rolls are somehow magically shaped by the universe. No, no, no. They're just a bunch of paper that got rolled up like a sad burrito. You know what? They're not even that fancy. They're just a tube of paper that got wrapped up like it was trying to be a snack, but it's not a chip. The real reason they stay round, it's all about the physics of paper and the way it's wrapped up. It's not magic, it's just physics and a little bit of glue. So, if you ever saw a toilet paper roll that wasn't round, that's not a mystery. That's just a roll that got a little too excited and flattened out. And that's the first myth busted. No magic, no miracles, just paper, rolls, and a little bit of science. So here's the thing. I thought toilet paper rolls were like magic shakekeepers. But turns out they're just lazy. They don't really care about shape. They just want to be folded up like a burrito. The real reason they hold their shape is because they're wrapped in a paper towel. Like, the paper towel is the superhero, and the roll is just its cape. But wait, the paper towel is actually the roll. The whole thing is one piece of paper. It's just folded up like a concertina, so it doesn't fall apart. So the roll isn't keeping its shape. It's just pretending to. Like a kid in a costume, pretending to be a superhero. It's all about the illusion. And that's why you can't really flatten a toilet paper roll. It's not about strength, it's about the paper towel being a bit of a drama queen. You've probably seen a roll of toilet paper in a grocery store, and you just assumed it was there. But that roll isn't just a random pile of paper, it's got a secret shape-shifting trick up its sleeve. Same thing happens when you get a roll of tape or a spool of thread. They all follow the same rules. It's like the universe is just lazy, and the easiest way to keep things from falling apart is to wrap them up. You can even see this in things like candy cane wrapping or gift bows. They all use the same principle. It's like the universe is trying to tell you, if you want to store stuff, wrap it up and save the world. So next time you see a toilet paper roll, give it a little respect. It's not just a roll of paper, it's a mini engineering marvel that's been keeping your bathroom organized since the dawn of time. So imagine you're in a situation where you need to wrap a gift, but the only paper you have is a roll of toilet paper. You try to wrap it like a gift, and it just collapses like a deflated balloon. That's the same problem as a toilet paper roll, but with less glitter. It's like trying to fold a pizza into a triangle and expecting it to stay that way. The toilet paper roll doesn't want to be squished, it wants to be its own shape, like a tiny, stubborn cylinder. But here's the kicker. Even though it's made of paper, which is kind of floppy, the roll is like a tight bundle of noodles. It's got that perfect balance of firmness and flexibility, like a noodle that's been dipped in glue. So if you ever find yourself in a crisis and need to make a roll out of paper, just remember, the key is not to squish it, and also to have a plan. Because otherwise, it's just a sad, floppy pile of paper. And if you're still confused, just imagine a toilet paper roll in a fight with a deflated balloon. The roll wins, and the balloon is left looking like a sad, defeated balloon. So here's the real kicker. Some toilet paper rolls are so tight, they're basically like a human version of a spring. They're so wound up, they could probably power a tiny robot if they weren't made of paper. Imagine if your toilet paper had a personality and it was a drama queen. It would throw a fit if you didn't roll it just right, like it's got a strict paper diet. These rolls are so precise. They've got a whole team of paper engineers. They're like the NBA of toilet paper, only with more rolls and less basketball. And if you ever see a toilet paper roll that's not shaped like a cylinder, that's the paper world's version of a square peg in a round hole. It's just not allowed. In the end, it's all about tension, patience, and a tiny army of people who make sure your toilet paper doesn't fall apart like a sad origami crane. Okay, so what happens when a toilet paper roll decides to rebel? It starts to squish like a sad marshmallow. No more perfect cylinder, just a sad, flat blob of paper. Imagine trying to use it and it's just a crumpled mess. You're like, why did I even buy this? It's like the roll is saying, I'm not a roll anymore, I'm a paper tornado. The worst part, it's still full of paper, just not in the shape you expected. Like a haunted house, but with toilet paper. So in short, when things go wrong, the roll becomes a sad, squished, paper-based disaster. But hey, at least it's still useful for wrapping presents if you're into that. So here's the thing. No one ever tells you this on the box, but toilet paper rolls are kind of a scam. They look like they're built to last forever, but they're really just a clever trick to make you think they're durable. You think they're strong because they're rolled up, but they're just paper. And if you ever try to use them as a hat or a shield, you learn the hard way that they're basically a paper towel with a fancy wrapper. It's like a magician's trick. You are paying for the show, not the real thing. And honestly, if you really wanted a durable roll, you'd just buy a cardboard tube and call it a day. No need for all that fancy paper nonsense. So next time you're in a situation where you need a roll, just remember, it's not about the paper, it's about the story. And the story is that it's strong, when in reality it's just a cardboard skeleton with a paper costume. And if you ever find yourself in a fight with a toilet paper roll, remember, you're not fighting the roll, you're fighting the illusion. And illusions can't hurt you, unless you're a very sensitive person. So, how did people even figure out how to make toilet paper rolls not collapse? Well, it's like when you're trying to build a tower out of paper towels and you realize you need to roll them up. Turns out, someone had to ask, why does this thing stay upright? And then someone else said, oh, it's because of the way it's wrapped. Back in the day, before we had YouTube, people had to experiment. They tried wrapping toilet paper like a gift, and it just flopped over. Then they realized, wait, maybe if we wrap it like a roll, it's more stable. It's like trying to make a tower out of toilet paper and failing until you get the right shape. So they tried rolling it up, and it stayed upright. Like when you make a paper airplane and it flies straight, you have to get the fold right. They realized that the spiral shape gives it structure, like a spring. It's not just random wrapping, it's a clever way to hold the shape. It's kind of like when you make a paper towel roll for art class and it keeps falling apart. But if you roll it tightly, it holds its shape. Same with toilet paper, it's all about the tension in the paper and how it's wrapped. It's not magic, it's physics with a side of practicality. So, in the end, it was just a matter of someone trying different ways to wrap paper and figuring out that rolling it up gives it the structure it needs. Like when you're trying to make a paper airplane and you finally get the fold right. It's all about the right shape and a little bit of trial and error. Okay, so what if the toilet paper roll was made of glitter? It would look like a disco ball, but it'd probably fall apart the second you touch it.